Folks, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Stephen Ross, CEO and co-founder of the World Research Foundation. Now, Stephen, for nearly 40 years, has researched and lectured around the world and has delivered over 200 lectures and made presentations to various worldwide government agencies, hospital networks, and has been interviewed on more than 150 radio programs and 15 regional and national television programs. And I'm delighted to have him here. The World Research Foundation is a non-profit organization set up in 1984 with a purpose of locating, gathering, codifying, evaluating, classifying and disseminating information dealing with health and the environment. And the World Research Foundation is one of the only organizations that provides comprehensive health information on both allopathic and alternative medicines. On the site, there is a whole host of holistic and alternative healing modalities, from color therapy, science of breath, the power of mind, and indeed the work and times of Royal Raymond Rife. Stephen, great to have you on the show.
Gabriel, thank you very much, and I appreciate that nice introduction you gave me.
Okay, there's one more. In the front of your book, if you don't mind, I'll just read out this quote by yourself. When we utter the words that our condition is hopeless or incurable, we deny the unlimited bounties that exist around us. Our Creator has entrusted nature to provide us with founts of endless energy that can be tapped through the ingenuity of the human mind and will. Fine words, sir.
Thank you, and there's of experience and recognizing that even when a so-called expert may say that somebody must give up or there's no hope, there's always something that has come up that has demonstrated to me that virtually nothing is impossible.
Well, I think in your book I got that straight away. You were a track star at one stage, a U.S. a track athlete. And
yes. I ran 100 meters, 200 meters, and in track and field.
Okay, and you got injured, and you took it upon yourself not to listen to the supposed wisdom then, and you set about healing yourself with cold and ice therapy, wasn't it? Would you like to?
That is correct. In fact, now it's going back quite a ways, but in 1968, I was actually sent to the sports physician for the Los Angeles Rams, Los Angeles Dodgers, Los Angeles Lakers. Those are the professional sports teams. So this was not just a run-of-the-mill medical doctor, but the doctor absolutely said if I did not have surgery, I could never run again. And I located actually some information, Gabriel, that was listed in a science magazine talking about what was being done in the then Soviet Union. When I asked the so-called expert what he thought about it, and again, this was 1968, he said, "Oh, that's holistic garbage, that's crap, that will never work." And I asked him, "Well, what do you know about using this type of alternating heat and cold?" And he said, "Well, nothing." And I was very naive. I was 19. I said, "Well, how can you say that?" And he said, "Son, this is America. And if we don't have it, nobody has it." I didn't listen to him. I used the therapy myself, and that year placed 5th in the United States for a small college and became a U.S. All-American.
So that requires quite a bit of curiosity and trust in something coming in by yourself. And again, I just read this in your book, and nothing happened, but you can make it happen. That I get the sense that your parents give you a very supportive, encouraging um, childhood where you were allowed to make decisions and be really open and curious. Found that fascinating, and you've obviously carried that right through.
Well, I appreciate you bringing that up and mentioning that, because a lot of times people, I don't think, always credit the foundation or what led them to whom they are, and it was exactly that, Gabriel. My parents always allowed me to explore. I remember I asked them what political party we were, and they go, well, and I was only about 14, who would you vote for? And I said, well, I don't know. I was just a kid. And they said, well, if you read the platforms of both parties, you would make up your mind, and that's who you would be for. And so I was blessed with a very, very open exploration, which I have carried on through my adult life.
Yeah, it seems like you had a very balanced energy coming from both your mother and your father.
That's true.
Yeah. So can I ask you one question?
Sure, of course.
How are your Leffel levels today?
My Leffel levels are very, very good, because I'm kind of a very fun-loving person. Even though my day is spent with people who were ill and seeking information, Gabriel, I just love humor. I love life. I figure every morning, if my eyes are focusing on the world here, that it's a good day. So my Leffelometer is in good shape, and I know you're referring to my philosophy of laughter, excitement, fun, and love as a very important therapy.
Yeah. I had a chance to watch an interview you did with Regina on the Conscious Media Network, and I was fascinated by the whole beauty thing of bringing in the feminine aspect. I know that's not what we're talking about, but I was totally fascinated and riveted by that.
Well, and I think I get away with that as a macho male, because I was into track and I've been married and loved the female, but I believe very strongly that it is the feminine side of the nature of both men and women that have brought through the beauty that we experience through art, through music. And that interview was taken in a special room that I built that is dedicated to the beautiful. It is patterned after rooms built during the Renaissance period in the late 1400s, with the idea that surrounding yourself with beautiful art, the pictures, the music, having poetry books around, causes and creates a vibration. And it is very difficult in the midst of beauty to do things that are hard, harsh, and not beautiful.
Yeah, I've experienced that of late. It's usually the female partner that causes us to look at the flowers in a totally new way. And for us,
exactly. Even though we sometimes, as guys, like to be on our schedule, they are the ones who kind of slow us down a bit.
Yeah, stop and smell the roses, literally. So, Stephen, what really led you to set up the World Research Foundation? What led you to do what you're doing?
Gabriel, our conversation about the track, my experience with my injury was really the most important, because even though I was 19, I wondered why the leading expert in the United States as far as athletic teams was telling me that something wouldn't work, and he didn't know anything about it, and it planted a seed for me. What other things exist in this world that we are not being told about? And again, I was looking from the perspective of my country here in the United States. I just wondered what else was out there, and what starts as and you said it perfectly, a curiosity ends up being a full profession, because the more I started investigating, the further I branched out into different countries around the world, I discovered